سبحان الله عدد ما خلق في الأرض سبحان الله عدد ما بين ذلك.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
إن الحمد لله أحمده تعالى واستغفره وأعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهديه الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدًا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله. بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الغمة وجاهد في سبيل دينه حتى أتاه اليقين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليك يا رسول الله. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. وعنده مفاتح الغيب لا يعلمها إلا هو ويعلم ما في البر والبحر وما تسقط من ورقة إلا يعلمها ولا حبة في ظلمات الأرض ولا رطب ولا يابس إلا في كتاب مبين. وهو الذي يتوفاكم بالليل ويعلم ما جرحتم بالنهار ثم أبعثكم فيه ليقضى أجل مسمى ثم إليه مرجعكم ثم ينبئكم بما كنتم تعملون. وهو القاهر فوق عباده ويرسل عليكم حفظه حتى إذا جاء أحدكم الموت توفته رسلنا وهم لا يفرطون ثم ردوا إلى الله مولاهم الحق ألا له الحكم وهو أسرع الحاسبين. أما بعد, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, يقول الحق تبارك وتعالى in describing his Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. O Muhammad, you have the best and the highest moral that any human can have. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressed mankind by telling them, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. You have the best model and best example in this man. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah would not change you because you wish to change. You yourself have to take the first step toward changes. And the first step toward changes, you have to analyze your character, analyze your morality, and find out what are you good at, and increase what you're bad at, and you try to fix. And try to imitate the Prophet ﷺ as a model. We know everything about this man. How he ate, how he prayed, how he dealt with his wives, with his friends, with his enemies. We know everything about him in detail. So Allah commands us to follow him. Last week we spoke about the first character, truthfulness. As-sidq. And we said practice it for a week. See if you can stay away from lying, even small lies. See if you practice and see, at work I do lie, or at home I do lie, or to my children I do lie, or to my friends or whatever. And how do I fix that? And we said so many hadith. And we said that our salah and zakah and siyam and hajj is all a discipline to give us a better moral and character. This week I will share with you a second character that the Prophet ﷺ has, And Allah commands us to have the same character. يقول الحق تبارك وتعالى أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنا عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقن منها وحملها الإنسان إنه كان ظلوما جهولا. This verse in Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 72. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, amana, trust. To be a trustworthy. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam before Islam lived 40 years with his tribe. They called him two things. The first character of last week and this character, as-sadiqu al-amin, the truthful and the trustworthy. Two beautiful characters. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to adhere to them. So Allah here in this verse in Surah Al-Ahzab is saying, Inna aradna al-amana. Allah took this trust. It's a heavy weight. And Allah asks, as-samawat, heavens. See all this heaven, the vast, how huge it is. Allah gave samawat this trust. Said, no, can't carry it. Wal-ard, Allah gave the trust to earth. Can't carry it. Wal-jibal, see all these mountains on the earth. Allah gave the trust. فَأَبَيْنَ أَن يَحْمِلْنَهَا. He refused to carry it. وَأَشْفَقْنَ مِنْهَا. And he got fearful of it. Who carried it? وَحَمَلَهَا الْإِنسَانِ. But man carried it. And Allah described two things to make you carry the amana very, very well. And if you don't, you're doomed. إِنَّهُ كَانَ ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. Number one, ignorance. If you're ignorant, you can't carry a trust. What's a trust? We're going to learn in a few minutes. What is amana? What does that mean? But if you are ignorant, you can carry an amana. And if you are in your heart unjust, you can't carry the amana. So if you have both of them combined, ignorance and injustice, wal-'iyadhu billah, the amana is gone. So what is that thing we call trust or trustworthiness or amana? People think amana when I have something and I said, hey brother, can you keep this for me as a trust, as an amana? Let's say I have a piece of jewelry or a watch that is expensive. I said, brother, I'm traveling, I'm afraid that this watch will be lost. Can I leave it with you, an amana? This is how Muslims think trust is, or amana. It's just in this very, very small content. It's just a very minute little thing of it. What is amana? All your senses is amana that Allah gives you. Your eyes are amana. Allah give you to see, and you have to move away from looking at haram, and you're always looking at halal. Your ears is amana, so don't engage in listening to haram, but you always listen to halal. Your tongue, to speak, is an amana. You should speak the truth all the time. Your body is a trust, is an amana. Don't abuse it by overeating or indulging in alcohol or drugs. This is an amana that Allah gave you for a certain period of time. Your hands are amana. Your feet is amana. Your children are amana. Your money is an amana, is a trust. Your prayers is amana. Your wudu is amana. Buying and selling is amana, is a trust. To work for somebody and keep his secrecy for his job is an amana. So everything in your life is an amana. Inna as-sam'a wal-basara wal-fu'ada kullu ulaika kana anhu mas'ula. Sam', you're hearing, you're seeing, and your reflection is in the heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala considers it a trust and an amana. So amana is not just something I give you to keep. Amana is everything you do. Your money is an amana. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, when you die, وَلَقَدْ جِئْتُمُونَا كَمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. You came to us as we created you the first time. وَتَرَكْتُمْ, and you left behind your back. وَتَرَكْتُمْ مَا خَلَّفْنَاكُمْ وَرَاءَ ظُهُورِكُمْ. We give you an amana, a trust, and now we left it behind you. Ask yourself, my dear brothers, how much money can you take with you when you go to the grave? How many watches can you wear in the grave? How many cars can you take? How many of your children can you take? What can you take with you? Absolutely nothing, except your deeds. So all what we worry about, we run for, is a trust that you'll be responsible for. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for that He said in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 28, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu. So when you hear this nida, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, O you who believe, immediately say sam'an wa ta'atan ya Allah. We hear and we total obedience. لا تخونوا الله ورسوله. Do not betray Allah and His Messenger. How do you betray Allah and His Messenger? You betray them, but not listening to the command of Allah, not adhering to the do and don't. He said, لا تخونوا الله ورسوله وتخونوا أماناتكم. And you betray your trust, everything that Allah trusted, that I listed for you, and all of your life is a trust. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. This is the disaster, that you know you're violating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala trust, as we spoke last week, and you lie to make a living. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. وَأَعْلَمُ, and learn, know, be aware. أَنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ, that your money, your wealth. وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ, this trust of money and children, fitna, it's a test. So Allah gives you trust and this amana as a test. وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ عِنْدَهُ أَجْرٌ عَظِيمٌ. And indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a great reward for those who protect the amana. Surah An-Nisa, verse 58, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ. What does that mean? Allah say please. يَأْمُرُكُمْ, He commanded you, He orders you, He instructs you. Amr, do. أَن تُؤَدُّ الْأَمَانَاتِ إِلَى أَهْلِهَا, is to fulfill your trust to everyone. وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ. And if you judge among two people, you have to be just. Where is the just in this world? You turn left, you turn right, all what you see is injustice. We have a story. See, I start with the Quran, because no one can argue with the Quran. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. You all know the story of Musa. Wonderful to read and listen to the Quran about Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Musa was in Egypt. He grew up, as you all know, as the son of the Pharaoh. He grew in a palace. He grew as a strong prince. And then he killed a person and he escaped from Egypt because he was worried that the Pharaoh would kill him for what he killed. He was 30 at the time, ran away. When he crossed to the other side of Sinai and he reached Midian, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, فَوَجَدَ امْرَأَتَانِ تَزُودَانِ. When he got there, he's a traveler, he's running away, he's escaping. And he finds a bunch of men bringing their cattle, and they have a well, and they all drinking, they bringing their animals and drinking. And he finds two young ladies standing on the side with their sheep. You see, you can say, was Musa, trying to flirt with them? You see, this is amana, trust. Found all these people feeding their animals, but those two poor girls standing away with their animals. So he went to them and he said, "Ma khatbukuma? What's wrong? Why aren't you there?" But the two girls have haya, shyness. And this is another khuluq we'll talk about in some other Jumu'ah. And they said, لا نسقي حتى يستر الرعاء. These two women, two ladies, don't want to push the men and try to be among them. So he said, we wait until all of them drink, and at the end of the day, we'll bring our sheep, whatever left over, we drink. And they give the excuse, وَأَبُونَا شَيْخٌ كَبِيرٌ. So this is a job for a man, but we don't have a brother, but this is our father, and he's an old man. So we do that. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, I mean again, out of trust, what did he do? He said, فَسَقَى لَهُمَا. So he went with the men and he, gave food, water to their cattle. Then they left. ثُمَّ تَوَلَّى إِلَى الظِّلِّ. So he went under a tree and he sat down. فَقَالَ. And he said, رَبِّ إِنِّي لِمَا أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَقِيرٍ. See, what is he talking to? Allah, he didn't say, hey girls, who wanted to give me money, or I'm looking for something, I'm a stranger, I just came, he can even feed me, like some of us do. But he lifted to Allah. That's the trust. He trusts Allah. He said, I did this because these poor people, so I am poor, I'm running away, and I still help. So you have no excuse if you're poor. You have no excuse if you're not from the same town. You have no excuse. You have to always do the trust that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to trust you to do. Because he's complaining to Allah, oh Allah, lima anzalta ilayya min khayr faqir. He said khayr first. You send me something good, so I get reward for it. But they're poor. I wish that somebody could just give me something to eat. A few minutes later, فَجَاءَتْهُ إِحْدَاهُمَا تَمْشِي عَلَى اسْتِحْيَاءٍ. One of them came walking in shyness and humbleness and kindness. قالت, she stood in front of him, إِنَّ أَبِي يَدْعُوكَ لِيَجْزِيَكَ أَجْرَ مَا سَقَيْتَ لَنَا. My father is asking you to come with me home because he want to reward you for the job that you've done for us. فَلَمَّا جَاءَ. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam followed her. He got to the house and he sat with Shu'aib, that's the father of the two girls. وَقَصَّ عَلَيْهِ الْقَصَص. He told him his story. He ran away from Egypt. قَالَ لَا تَخَفْ. Don't be fearful. نَجَوْتَ مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. You have escaped the Egyptian tyrants. مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. قَالَتْ إِحْدَاهُمَا. So one of them said, now listen to the smart girl. So now he fed him. You can say, Assalamu alaikum, bye-bye, goodbye. But a girl saw something nice. And we say that, can a girl ask her father if she find a good man, Dad, can you talk to this man to marry me? Absolutely. There's no haram about it. A man does not have to always initiate it. Look what the girl did. قالت إحداهما. One of them said, يا أبت استأجره. My father, hire him to work for us. إن خير من استأجرت. The best that you can hire. And she gives two characters. Al-Qawi, Al-Amin. How did she know she is strong? And how did she know he is trustworthy? The strength that he had, the well, there was like 10-15 men to pick up the cover of the well to get the water. When the people left, Musa picked it up with one hand and put it on the side. As you all know, the Prophet all the Prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him a strength of many men. Second, he never bothered them. He never flirted with them. He was so nice and polite and straightforward. So she said, إِنَّ خَيْرَ مَنِ اسْتَأْجَرْتَ الْقَوِيِّ الْأَمِينِ. See, amana again. The best that you can hire. Number one, the person who's qawi, the person who's experienced, the person who knows. And number two, trustworthiness, to be trustworthy. How do we hire people? We don't take these two characters in hiring people. We hire who's cheap. We don't see what's the job paid. $10 an hour. Can we pay somebody $3 and rob them? We do, yes, no problem. And we find that the person do a lousy job because he have no strength, no quwwah, he doesn't know the job, and he's not trustworthy. And you give him $3, he have to rob you all. See, Islam teach you how to make that trust. So when you hire someone who's not trustworthy, who's not worth of that, you cause the problem and you take the consequences. This is the story of Musa with the amana. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu now goes to the hadith, narrates about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. قال عمر سمعت رسول الله يقول, I heard the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam يقول, كلكم راع. Every one of us is responsible for something. وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. And every one of us is responsible for whatever trust was in his hand. And he went to 6-7 different categories. He said, فالإمام راع مسؤول عن رعيته. The leader is responsible for the people. If I'm a governor, I'm responsible for everybody in my government. If I'm the president, I'm responsible for everybody in that presidency. If I am a boss at a job, I'm responsible for every employee's work for me. If I own a business, I'm responsible for everyone. What do you mean responsible? Just give them $5 and say this is it? No. You're responsible for their pain. You're responsible for their psychological behavior. You're responsible to make the atmosphere beautiful for those people. That's the trust. Second, وَالرَّجُلُ, the man, في أهله وولده, in his house, in his children, راعٍ. He's responsible. مسؤول عن رعيته. This is amana. His trust is his wife and children. So what does he do to them? Provide food, shelter, clothing, protection, education. If you just make money and you don't care about what happened to you, some of us guys, they don't know even if their kids are in the 5th grade or 6th grade. They don't. And this is amana. And then he said, وَالْمَرْأَةُ فِي بَيْتِ زَوْجِهَا. And a woman in her husband's house. Right. She's in trust of the children. She's in trust when the husband is not in the house. She's in trust in his money. She's in trust with who she talks to and who she doesn't talk to. And you find our sisters, once the husband just go to the mall and just waste his money or do whatever. That's not amana. And he said, وَالْخَادِمُ فِي مَالِ سَيِّدِهِ رَاعٍ وَهُوَ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. The servant for his employee is responsible. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask him about that trust. وَالرَّجُلُ فِي بَيْتِ أَبِيهِ رَاعٍ. And a young man in his father's house is also responsible. And he's responsible for his father's money. This hadith is from Bukhari. See how Umar سمع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, and he gave it to us in clarity. Now this hadith really shakes you. Please, if you don't pay attention to anything, wake up and pay attention to this hadith. This hadith also narrated by Al-Bukhari. جاء رجل يسأل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Prophet was sitting with the Sahaba, and a man came to him. قال يا رسول الله متى الساعة? O Prophet of Allah, when is the day of judgment? متى يوم القيامة? When is it? فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا ضيعت الأمانة فانتظر الساعة. When people don't care about the trust and waste it, فانتظر الساعة. إذا ضيعت الأمانة. The amana, the trust is people don't care about it. The man didn't understand. فقال يا رسول الله وكيف تضيع الأمانة? How the trust can get lost. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا وسد الأمر لغير أهله فانتظر الساعة. If you hire someone and he's not qualified to take care of it, that's a sa'a. Look at every Arab country, every Muslim country. Are the people in charge worth what they're doing? Anyone worth what they're doing? So the sa'a, my dear brother, is not far. The day of judgment is nearby. When you hire someone just because you are cheap and you don't want to pay more than that, and you have a bad job, there's إذا وسد الأمر لغير أهله. See, Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam understood that. When he got out of prison and the Egyptians were unfair to him, threw him بضع سنين, 7 to 8 years, 9 years in prison. And then the king, he said, once he solved the problem for the Egyptians, he said, whatever you want, Yusuf. He said, I want to get the heck out of this country. You guys are unfair and unjust, and let the famine eat all of you, I don't care. But Yusuf didn't do that because it's not trust. But what he said, اجعلنا على خزائن الأرض. Make me in charge. إني حفيظ عليم. حفيظ للأمانة. يحفظ الأمانة. He knows. He protect the trust. And with knowledge, not with ignorance. Remember the first verse I recited to you? ظلم جهل. أنه كان ظلوما جهولا. But Yusuf is not ظلوم, and he's not a jahul. إني حفيظ عليم. Opposite of the two. And he hired him and he saved Egypt. Not only he saved Egypt, he saved every country around Egypt. عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال, Anas said something narrated on the Prophet ﷺ. He said, Anas, you know who Anas is? This was the Prophet all his life. He said, ما خطبنا رسول الله إلا قال. He said, every khutbah. So every speech, and the Prophet ﷺ talked to the Sahaba. Always say, لا إيمان لمن لا أمانة له. Don't trust the person who has no trust. لا إيمان, no deen, no iman, no faith, no belief. لمن لا أمانة له. If somebody's not trustworthy, don't worry about how big is his faith, how much he prays, how much he goes to Hajj. لا إيمان, he has no iman, he has no faith. If he does not have a trust. Second, وَلَا دِينَ لِمَنْ لَا عَهْدَ لَهُ. The one who promised him, he break his ahd, he had no deen as well. And he said it in every khutbah. My dear brothers, trust. Where are you from this? Compare. You are ra'in in your house. You are ra'in at your work. You are ra'in in the street. You are ra'in in the masjid. So what do you do with your trust? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us understand our deen and live according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. I will share with you one last hadith and we'll pray inshallah. One hadith could be sufficient, one verse could be sufficient, but sometimes we don't understand that hadith, but so many things. This عن عبد الله بن مسعود رضي الله عنه. Ibn Mas'ud was Hibr al-Ummah. He was one of the scholars Sahaba pointed and said, this man knows everything, mashallah. So Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he said, قال الموت في سبيل الله يكفر الذنوب. So dying for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will remove all your sins. So if a person died as a mortal, shaheed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will wipe everything he has. Except for one thing, and one thing only. Amana, trust. So if you are a shaheed, and you pray and hajj and everything, but you don't have a trust, listen what's happening. He said, يُؤْتَ بِالْعَبْدِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Allah will bring that man in a day of judgment. وَإِنْ قُتِلَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Even if he died for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَيُقَالُ لَهُ. Allah will tell him, أَدِّ أَمَانَتَكَ. Pay back the trust that you trusted in. فَيَقُولُ أَيْ رَبِّي كَيْفَ وَقَدْ ذَهَبَتِ الدُّنْيَا. How do I return the trust? And the dunya is gone. We're not in dunya. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, take him to the hellfire. And he goes to the edge of the hellfire, and the hellfire is deep. And all of a sudden from the hellfire, it shows his trust. فَيَعْرِفُهَا. And he knows that this is his trust. And he tried to grab it and he fall in the hellfire. And he keep diving up until he picks it up. And he comes back and it falls again, and he keep doing that for eternity. So dying for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not negate your trust, your amana. See how that important, my dear brothers? And the final, Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. Although Quraysh, 13 years mistreated Muhammad S.A.W. They took their money, they beat them up, they did so much atrocities to them. And the Prophet and Abu Bakr went to Medina in immigration, and he left Ali ibn Abi Talib behind to give Quraysh the trust they left in his house. He said, Ali, give it back to them. He could have taken it because they took so many from him, but he said, no. وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شَنَآنُ قَوْمٍ عَلَىٰ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا. If people are unjust, you cannot return the injustice as injustice. اعدلوا هو أقرب للتقوى. Be just. This is closer to taqwa. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم اجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. اللهم اجعلنا من الذين يحفظون أماناتهم. اللهم اجعلنا من الذين يحفظون أماناتهم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وأقم الصلاة.